Last week we left Longreach and drove to Winton, which is part of the Dinosaur Trail. I really wanted to see the Dinosaur Trail, so I was very excited. The drive was pretty boring except for some cows on the road and a crashed truck. So I read my book and Dad listened to a podcast. Alright, so we have arrived at our destination. We've already unhitched.
Where are we staying at the moment?
We are staying at the Australian Hotel.
The Australian Hotel in Winton. So they have free camping options at the back if you buy a meal. So we'll have a bit of a treat tonight and have a meal. And what are we up to next, JJ?
We're going to go and check out the 2 free camps. And then, what are we off to after that?
Jaden's ready to come back and clean the caravan. We're going to go for a swim and cool down.
Yeah.
Alright,
Let's go!
There's 2 free camping options just outside of Winton. The first is known as Long Waterhole. This is about 1 kilometre off the road, and given recent rainfalls, we weren't too sure if this is where we wanted to be. There's plenty of black soil around, which is great to get bogged in when it gets wet. We drove a little bit further up the road to Mistake Creek, which is a camp that is right on the road, which meant that if it did rain, we would still be able to get back out. The flies and sandflies were pretty relentless here, as were the mosquitoes, but after so much rainfall, that's really to be expected. After deciding which free camp to stay at, we headed in town to check out the pool. Not only was this one of the cheaper parks we've come across, on select weekends they have an inflatable obstacle course, which provided a lot of entertainment for kids and parents alike. They've also recently opened a $1.7 million water park, which was a hit considering the 35 plus degree days we encountered whilst in Winton.
Looked at the campsites, been to the pool, into the park, to the little water park, and now, what are we going to go and do?
And get some washing done.
Yeah.
So we don't have to walk around naked.
Yeah.
After our chores, we headed to the Australian Hotel for a dinner treat. They were more than happy to oblige in making Jaden a gluten-free schnitzel despite it not being on the menu. Afterwards, we were treated to a lovely outback sunset before Jaden put on a light show with his light set. The next day, we headed out to Mistake Creek. The heat and flies were pretty intense, but there was plenty of wildlife around, which was quite enjoyable. Naturally, Jaden came up with his own way to try and mitigate the
Dad,
fly
I
and
think I
heat
know
situation.
the best way to get rid of the flies. Bye, please don't. We went to the Winton Matilda Centre. It was pretty cool, but it was very expensive. There was a big 360-degree screen that played some movies about the Winton area. It was pretty cool. There was also a big collection of stuff from the olden days. They had trains, machinery, war stuff, farming equipment, and cool old cars.
The next day we made the 25-minute drive out to the Age of Dinosaurs Museum. We opted to buy the complete pass for the entire Dinosaur Trail, which was just under $150 for the 2 of us. The Age of Dinosaurs included a guided tour which was very interesting and taught us a lot about the dinosaurs which once roamed the area.
We went to the collection room where there were lots of real dinosaur bones. The lady talked about all of the dinosaurs that had been found in the area.
The last part of the tour was the fossil preparation lab. This was a super informative tour that included details on specific digs, dinosaurs that had been found, as well as a femur bone from a dinosaur named Trixie that we were allowed to touch. Laying our hands on a 100 million year old bone was pretty cool indeed. The tour finished with some information on the process of preparing the specimens for display. For those interested, kids over the age of 12 are able to participate in a hands-on course on preparing dinosaur bones. The details are on their website. So on the tour, the lady was explaining that the mountain ranges that you can see all the way off in the distance over there never used to be mountain ranges. This and that, the mountain we're standing on now and everything in between was all the one level. So what's happened is over hundreds and hundreds of millions of years, all of this earth has eroded away and the rock underneath us does not erode. And so it has remained. So it's crazy to think that the whole view off in the distance
Was flat.
used to be 50 metres higher, and it was all flat and there were no mountain ranges. Pretty cool, huh? Where are we off to today, JJ?
We are off to the Dinosaur Stampede.
We're off to the Dinosaur Stampede, so the second leg on our Dinosaur Trail adventure. We've got about 110k drive, 60k if it is on dirt roads. And let's hit the road and see how we go. I was a bit concerned about driving out to the Dinosaur Stampede after plenty of rain. Thankfully, the roads had just been graded and were in excellent condition. Despite not having a four-wheel drive, we pretty happily did 80 to 100k an hour the whole way. We did actually have the camera battery die on the way out there, so there's not a huge amount of video from this place, but here's what we did get.
The Dinosaur Stampede is a place where you can see over 3,000 real dinosaur footprints. They started off by showing a video about what happened, and then we got to go and look at all the footprints.
We were on the lookout for more cheap things to do and discovered the Winton Machinery Museum. This is a very impressive collection of old cars, trucks and machinery. We could have spent hours walking around here, but given it was a 40-degree day, we only spent about an hour here.
Right next door to the Machinery Museum was the music fence. We had fun making lots of noise by bashing all of the different instruments.
That sounded cool. You make a good drum player one day.
Join us next week as we go to Winton to visit the rest of the Dinosaur Trail. We also do some bushwalking to explore Porcupine Gorge and have a lovely swim as well. If you enjoy our videos, please like and subscribe. We'll see you next week and I hope you have a lovely day.